Okay, I'm getting ready to make my morning juice. I've done my rebound exercise, which I like to do first thing in the morning, if possible. And now I'm going to have my green lemonade, which is based off a recipe I got in the book, The Raw Food Detox by Natalia Rose, which is really good. It talks about the importance of juicing and food combining and colon cleansing and how to implement a high raw food diet, not all at once, but just depending on where you're at. This is a good one. It also has some cooked food recipes and even incorporates some cheese and meat and stuff. So it's really not as extreme as it sounds, but to me anyway. Of course, I'm into extreme stuff, so maybe it is for the average person on a SAD diet, which is standard American diet. And then also, I've kind of Crazy Sexy Diet is another favorite of mine. I'm a little bit further along in my knowledge than what this talks about, and I don't mean that in any bad way or anything. It's just that I've been researching juicing and raw foods and veganism and all kinds of stuff for years. But this is a great place to start for the newbies. And Kris Carr, she is a cancer survivor. Her cancer is in, she found out she had stage 4 cancer, some rare form. And she's awesome. She's like one of my most favoriteest people ever. She is super, super awesome. And her documentary, Crazy Sexy Cancer, is totally recommended. I love it. I mean, I've watched it twice, and I don't have cancer or anything, but it's amazing. And I've watched a bunch of her talks, and she also has a blog called Crazy Sexy Life. So anyways, this juice is based off these two books and their recipes for their morning green juice, because the two ladies in these books have a morning green juice every day. And what juice does is it floods your body with nutrients and oxygen, and it helps you to get a ton of vegetables into, a small container instead of having to sit down and chew through all this, which you're not going to find me doing that anytime soon. So this is the juicer I use right now. It's called the Haram juicer. It's a masticating juicer. I like it because it's easier to clean. I did have a Green Star juicer, which is amazing. It's a twin gear juicer. It's awesome. It preserves the nutrients like nothing ever before, but it was really hard to clean, and it was big, and it was a big pain in the butt to use. So I sold it and bought a Haram, which for now I like it. I may in the future buy another one. Just because I'm like that. I like to try stuff. Anyways, so let's get back to the juice. The base of it is, let's see, we have cucumber and pink lady apple, which I prefer Fuji because it's sweeter, but I couldn't find any Fuji. Lemon, kale, celery, and romaine, which is there. Okay, so I'm going to juice, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit about this other product that I like here that I have throughout the day as well. So I'll just show you how this works, which I thought I had it plugged in, but I guess it's not plugged in. Oh, I plugged in my tea maker instead of my juicer. Okay, so this actually works really fast, and again, it's really, really easy to clean. And it's one of those ones that preserves nutrients in it. And a lot of juicers that you just buy, the cheapy ones, they don't like juice greens, and they don't preserve the nutrients very well. They just tear it all apart. So you have to get one that juices greens if you're interested in doing that. So I'll show you how this works. Put a little cucumber in there. do a little celery to get it through. I did a lot of research on juicing and juicers, like just about everything I do, because I don't like to spend money on stuff without fully like psychotically researching because a lot of this stuff is expensive stuff. And I probably could have done well with a Breville juicer, which is what they use in the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, which is an awesome documentary, by the way, and I know I've talked about it a lot on my Facebook page. So if you haven't seen Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead and Crazy Sexy Cancer, I highly recommend it. Because they don't sound as awful as... They aren't as awful as they kind of sound. I mean, a little bit of ginger. Love me some ginger. So yeah, this is called the green lemonade. My apple started to oxidize a little bit. I usually like to use 2 apples, especially when I'm making juice for my husband, because he's not into all the crazy other kinds of juices I make. Because I like to make a juice that kind of replicates V8, which has all kinds of crazy stuff in it that most people would gag out at. Because it's not as high in sodium. It doesn't have any like salt in it. And that's what attracts people about V8 but it's pasteurized and it's loaded with sodium, even though I used to love the stuff. This is better. Okay, yeah. So this goes pretty quickly. You got all the pulp coming out the side there. Way quicker than my Green Star. Way quicker. Okay, so it's actually more bright green than you can tell in my dark kitchen. Yeah. So, let's see. Okay, let's see if you can tell. Yeah, if I put it in the sunlight, you would see that it's like a really bright green, and it's pretty. Some people might think that looks disgusting, but it's not. It's actually really good, especially if you use 2 apples and Fuji apples, and most importantly, organic ingredients, because, you know, what's the point in eating healthy and stuff if you're going to flood your body with pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, suicides, anything that you can imagine sides in there, gross, disgusting. But, however, I will state that juicing with non-organic is better than not juicing at all. And it's better, definitely better than a standard American diet. So, what I'm going to do is take this, and I like to strain it through a mesh strainer, because unfortunately, even though this juicer rocks, it still leaves a little bit of pulp in. And then what I'll do is, I'm not going to show you that right now because I'm doing this with my camera phone and I only have one hand here. So I'll put my lemon in there, I'll juice that, I'll squeeze it in, and then I'll pour it in a nice pretty wine glass, and it'll be delicious. But the video is running long, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about one of my other favorite products, Chocolate Bliss. This is what else I have throughout the day. It's made by a guy named David Favor, who as a child drank gasoline and just had a horrific, disgusting lifestyle, and a lot of bad things happened to him. And he's a pretty amazing guy. And so he went on a health and wellness journey and created this most amazing line of products called Sunfire Superfoods. And I could go on and on about all the kinds of stuff that he has and sells. But I buy mine through a distributor named Melissa Cantrell. She's on my Facebook page, and she has a website called lovingsuperfoods.com, and I love that chick. She is super amazing, and her service cannot be matched. But Chocolate Bliss, I just want to talk about, it's a chocolate superfood drink, and it has so many awesome superfoods in it. It's got Mayan Gold cacao powder, hemp seeds, whole coconut flour, rhodiola rosea, maca, sunflower salt, MSM, bioperine, pure vanilla powder, carob, tocotrienols, KOQ10, camu camu berries, acerola berries, amyl berries, manioc root, blueberry, cherry, raspberry. Oh, I'm shaking a little bit. Cranberry, buckwheat, berry sprouts, rose hips, fruit, lemon peels, psyllium seed powder, and love and attention. So you add this in a blender, which my favorite blender is Blendtec. I wanted to make a note of that as well. I used to have a Vitamix, but this is way better in my opinion. So I add a little bit of this vanilla agave, which is the most amazing stuff ever. And I'm not a big fan of agave in general because the kind that you buy in the store is just crap. You might as well drink just pure sugar, high fructose corn syrup. But this, the way David Faber makes his products is pristine, clean. I mean, you can read all about it on the website that I had given you. And so, yeah, I make it in my blender, and I add a little bit of this powder to it, which makes it a little bit more milk chocolate tasting. It's called ultra tocotrienols. Like I said, you can read more about it on the website I gave you, lovingsuperfoods.com. Anyways, so I drink this throughout the day. I do some raw salads, some cooked vegan foods, and that's about what I do. So there you have it. All right. Have a good day. Bye.